welcome to another edition of our watch along. I don't really have a title for this, so it's just the watch along. I don't know how else to begin this. This week we're watching a pick from our lovely Josh. So Josh, why don't you tell everybody what movie you picked and why?
So I picked V for Vendetta, and straight up it was because of the political atmosphere where it's like, I think people need to realize that left or right, the government itself is the enemy when they said it themselves that the people are back in 2018. But people was like, that didn't happen. I have the video. It happened. So it's like, please look at this. This is the future they're trying to show us. This is one example of it. Let's not go here. So that's why I chose it.
Hell yeah. Has anyone ever seen this movie before? One. Oh, cool. Josh, I didn't know you saw this movie.
Yep.
Chris, you've seen it too, I assume.
What?
I'm saying, Chris, I've assumed I've just seen it, Liam's seen. Chris, have you seen it?
I have not seen it. I've been wanting to see it since it came out. I remember seeing the preview during the Super Bowl in 2005, I think it was, and being like, wow, that looks incredible. I want to go see that, and they never did. 19 months later, here I am.
Glad to be a part of this watching experience for you. The rest of us have all been well seasoned in the Vendetta universe.
Yeah, I saw this opening weekend when it came out as kind of like a blind watch. A friend of mine, a couple friends of mine, like my old grade school group, was like, oh, we're all going to the movies. Go see this movie. Want to come? Sure. I don't know. I'm 14 with nothing else better to do on a Saturday night. And left that movie theater just in awe of how awesome it was. And then later discovered it was a comic book. So has anyone read the comic or the graphic novel? Okay, Liam.
Yeah, kind of the same deal. I had a friend that wanted to watch it for his birthday, maybe the year after it came out. Watched it, same deal, pretty blown away. It was like kind of it wasn't like a precursor to kind of like the action hero superhero-ish movie, but it sort of had that feel with layers of like, I don't know, something along the lines of like a Fight Club or something, where it was a more grand kind of idea. And then I read the comics afterwards, which love both. I think it's a great like screen adaptation of it, but the some of the extra dialogue and scenes you get in the comic really kind of flesh it out in different ways.
Yeah. I love the fact that it is an Alan Moore story originally, and any film adaptation of Alan Moore's work, he will completely disown it. And I think that is like the most like true artiste thing to do, because he did the same thing for like Watchmen. I think he did the same thing for Swamp Thing. I think he just like, you take my art and you ruin it. Don't talk to me, crazy mountain man.
Well, see, I mean, Watchmen was literally like, the comic was the storyboard for the entire movie. They just did.
They changed the ending.
But everything except for the ending, they basically did the whole thing. But I don't remember the first time watching V for Vendetta. It's always been in my brain, and it's always been something I loved. I don't remember that first pivotal time watching it. It's just always been there and inspirational, and I love it. But I haven't watched it in years. It's just one of those like, oh, I'll get to it, I'll rewatch it, and then I forget again. So, and especially, I think, Josh, you're right, especially in the political universe and climate we have right now, it's, regardless of where you stand, it definitely has its message. So I love it. Jess, what do you think of V for Vendetta?
It's been a long time since I've seen it. I think I've only seen it that one time. I was a big fan of like dystopian books, and so I think at the time, like, this just came up and I was like, okay, cool, I'll watch this. But yeah, I haven't seen it, so I like it. It was great first time I've seen it, and haven't seen it since, so I was kind of excited that this was chosen.
Yeah.
Nice. Josh, do you remember the first time you saw it? Do you remember the first time you watched it?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, I meant Josh. Sorry, did I say Jess? I meant to say Josh.
If I'm correct, which memory is faulty, but I think first time I saw it was my freshman year in college, actually, which is kind of late, but it was like one of those movies where it's like, welcome to the real world. You're out of high school now. and then look at this, and I was like, all right, I love it. I love everything about it, and I want more. And I low-key tried to write a movie similar to this,
Hmm.
and it didn't come out right. So I was like, let me not try to mess with this. This is great.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like to write something along these lines, like you have to be like so involved in like that subject. Now, I think I
I think
don't
you have to be batshit crazy.
well that too, especially because
Yeah.
like in reality, Guy Fawkes sucks. Like the idea of Guy Fawkes like blowing up Parliament and stuff like that is cool. Yeah, you want to take down Parliament and government, but he was doing it for, if I remember correctly, and someone can correct me in any way, shape, or form, that it was for like religious freedom. That he was doing it for like Catholicism, and it wasn't in name of like it wasn't in to take down the government for taking down the government. It was taking down the government for religious purposes, kind of thing. So he was kind of still a piece of shit in some way, shape, or form. Not like for the people for that, but for like
For the church, basically.
yeah, for the church and like blowing up Parliament for that. I think that was the intention of Guy Fawkes in real life.
There's always the irony
at
with
a
the
time when the church and the government were very much entwined.
I think it was like right around the time of a separation of I guess church and state. I guess even over there, but he was a religious fanatic and wanted to keep that as is.
See, you learn something new every day. I didn't know that about him. I
He's
disagree.
visually aesthetically pleasing, but I think sucks as a human.
I mean, like also like Guy Fawkes is like whether I assume because of the graphic novel and the movie, but like Guy Fawkes has now become iconic for freedom and anarchy and going against
What is it?
the government.
Anonymous uses their thing. Yeah.
Guy Fawkes. I know a lot during the protests. People were wearing Guy Fawkes masks. Like it's very much associated with freedom.
Yeah.
On whichever side you want to call for freedom, but it's kind of interesting to have this like visual symbol of freedom and anarchy, and I kind of enjoy just the visual aid of him of like especially like in V for Vendetta, like we'll see the the gender neutral of it all, of just like there's just this character, you don't see any part of him, and it's just a beautiful image. I love the design of him.
Two of the like best characters in the movie, which is Stephen Fry's character, he plays like the newscaster, and then Natalie Portman as Evie, are both like heavily altered roles from the book, which are just like fantastic additions to the movie. Especially Stephen Fry's character, especially, and hopefully everyone like sees the irony of it. It like nails the nail like right on the head with like this kind of paradoxical right-wing talking head kind of thing. It's insane how well they like kind of did it. So that would be, I don't know, I always kind of remember his role sticking out the most, and it just becomes the current state of things becomes so like ironic when compared to movies like this, and it's always funny to see how people predict the future.
Yeah.
I want to give one little tidbit fun fact before we press play, because I find it very funny. When I first started to learn how to edit and how to cut, I used to cut like little music videos. So take like clips from a movie and sync it up with a song or whatever. And I did V for Vendetta with a song called Come What May from a band called Iced Earth. And it was, I don't know, it was in my opinion, for what it was at the time, I was like 15, 14, learning how to cut on Windows Movie Maker back in the day kind of deal. And like the song fit the movie really well. And then years later, the founder of the band, the main guitar player, John Schaefer, was one of those guys that stormed the Capitol. So it was kind of a very fitting universe for that one, for that band, which I thought was really funny to put those all together.
I would be like, you know what? My butterfly effect did that. I'm the reason he did it.
That's fair.
You know, I don't put it past John Schaefer to watch AMVs of his or like music cuts of his own stuff made by 14-year-olds.
Oh, he totally would. Yeah, that is definitely his MO. Because it'll be like, oh my god, someone's talking about me on the internet, you know? Because like, despite that, they were still a good band. I like them as a fucking band. They're fine, just not with that. But all right. So if everyone is ready, we can start our film in 3, 2, 1, play.
And I'm going to mute mine just because it feedback. You might hear it.
Fair.
Well, we'll wait. I'll wait to see.
Oh shit.
You already fucked it up for you.
Yeah, mine. We're good. Mine like randomly rewound itself back to the Warner Brothers logo, but we're okay.
I don't know the format of this. Should we talk over it? Should we let it play out?
No,
Talk
talk
through it.
over
Whatever
it.
you got something to say, just start talking.
Yeah. MST3K, think.
I'm so excited. It's been so long. It's always one of those like, I'll watch it. I'll get there. And then I just forget.
Also, being like a huge Lord of the Rings fan and having like Elrond play this badass fucking dude, just like as a teen in the theaters with it, I was like, that was like the coolest fucking thing ever.
God, this movie is dark in the beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you turn the volume up a little bit? I always whisper.
I don't know how to work the controller to get subtitles. Oh, here we go.
It's always interesting where you kind of like take the face out of sort of an actor's like arsenal for a movie, and like Hugo Weaving does such a good job of like the physical acting of this movie as this sort of like supernatural being.
Oh yeah, he was like top of his game for like a few years with all of this too, because it was like that was him in Matrix, right?
As
Mr.
Smith.
Anderson.
Oh yeah, I think that was it. Smith.
Yeah, I think it's amazing like how much he was able to do without being able to see his face the entire time, and it's just wonderful. Definitely playing that into drag with having our actors not have lines and see their faces at all.
Has anyone checked on Natalie Portman? Is she still like doing stuff?
Not that I'm aware of, but I haven't checked
Yeah,
on her at all.
I've never been a long time. I don't know. Somebody needs to really check on Britney Spears though.
She like, I know when they were filming Star Wars, she was like getting her like master's in psychology while they were filming episode 1.
She's been
So yeah, I don't know if she continued to pursue some of that more after. Yeah, but I mean, she was everywhere in the early 2000s.
I thought she just did like a TV show or something.
I know she's been in Marvel a lot recently.
Oh, what's in Marvel?
She's in all the Thors.
So young, oh my god.
Yeah, she's a Jane Foster.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, I never realized like the comparison of the two of them getting ready. I haven't watched this in so long, so I love seeing the two of them getting ready simultaneously in such complete different worlds.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Well, especially because in the book, her character is just like a whore, right? Like a street whore. Yeah.
Yep.
Twitter.
Yeah.
I'd kind of grown up in a conservative household, and to like hear this sort of news monologue open was like, my parents watched Hannity and Colmes, which was incredibly like fear baiting and racially motivated, like talking heads kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, like people fall for this stuff, and like it helps kind of create the sort of like situations that these become.
Yeah. His speech really just hit harder in today's political climate of the shit that he just said. It's really
Almost verbatim of where we at.
yeah. It's really I really haven't watched this long enough that I'm kind of not say glad that it's taken a minute, but it's sad and it hits at a deeper level watching it in today's universe. So I'm really glad you chose this, but my God.
Understandable.
It's always really sad to like, you know, grow up loving sci-fi movies and some that have like beautiful potential, and then we get the 1984 V for Vendetta future.
Yeah. Well,
RoboCop, as we talked
Yeah.
about.
yeah, absolutely.
Jesus. You're doing such a great job at like summing everything up in like 5 minutes of like the
They
universe.
do. They really show you exactly what it is. So what dystopian world it is. They lay all that groundwork so fast. It's amazing.
I can turn down a little bit.
So I guess in today's universe, their fingerman would be the good boys.
Yeah, probably.
Proud boys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good boys, proud boys. Same garbage.
They have boys in their name. It's not good. That's the problem.
I don't know. Personally, when I first saw him like appear in the shadows of things, it was very much like Batman to me. And it just was I love it so much.
To see that.
His image is just wonderful.
I tried so hard to memorize this.
Oh yeah. All the V's.
I got it once, but I was never confident enough to perform it.
That's fair.
However, this valorous visitation of bygone vexation stands certified, and has vowed to vanquish these venal and villain vermin vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violent emphasis of voracious violation of person.
I think I'm gonna bring him back bangs. I think it'll work out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can totally pull off bangs.
Oh, like.
Yeah. It can totally work. Can make it happen.
Feel
I'll say
free,
bring
you
it
said,
back.
you know, don't play with fate, and you're over there with your fucking D&D dice all day.
Hey, my dice help me make decisions. I actually don't really know much about the making of this movie.
Mhm.
I'm curious like who directed it and everything.
Percussion instruments are my speciality, but tonight I intend to call on you.
Oh, it makes sense. The dude who directed this was an assistant director on The Matrix. I can definitely see it. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm also seeing that the Wachowski sisters helped with this screenplay adaptation.
A lot of that makes sense. Directed by James McTeague. Also directed the ever beloved Raven. If anyone has ever seen The Raven with John Cusack.
Just as dedicate this concerto in honor of the holiday she seems to have taken from its parts, and in recognition of the impostor that stands in her stead. Tell me,
The symbolism. I had that shirt in my youth, and it was my favorite shirt. I don't never know what happened to it.
Where are we? Can we pause for like a time check? Because I feel like we all might be in different spots.
I'm at 10 minutes and 15 seconds. Where's everybody else at for time code?
I'm at 10:09.
Yeah, I think I'm a second or two behind you guys.
Yeah, I'm at 10:14.
Okay.
So Josh was saying a shirt. I'm like, what shirt are we talking
Uh,
about?
Oh no, I had
shirt?
a shirt that had that V for Vendetta quote.
Oh, okay. That's
And
good.
it
I was
had,
like,
like,
hey, I was
gunshot.
like, wait a minute. What shirt are you talking about? I don't know where we are.
Wait,
No, it's good.
what's-
I definitely had a shirt too. All right.
what's
So
your guys'
we're all,
time code? So I can adjust.
oh, yeah, you're good. I just wanted to check in real quick.
Well, that's not hard.
Chris, where are you at?
Chris is just full.
Chris is still going.
All right, let Chris. He's just physically watching for the first time.
All right. So, so we're
All
at
right, we're at the 10:15, so we'll start playing again.
It's really one of my favorite scenes.
No.
According to advice was found wide into the central emergency broadcast.
Oh my god!
He was
Perfect.
in control of it. Added to the blackness. I never want to hear that music again. Those were doubled our random sweeps and monitoring all the phone surveillance, indicating a high percentage of conversation.
We just have the statue blow up.
What are we doing about that?
Oh.
An emergency
Okay,
demolition.
that's perfect.
We have seen coverage on the network and throughout the internet. Several experts have been lined up to testify against the structure.
I want Providence to speak tonight on the dangers of these old buildings and how we must avoid clinging to the edifice of a decadent past. He should conclude that the new bay will become a symbol of our time and the future that our conviction has afforded us. There.
Our space trapper and capture or images terrorist lost. Managed to connect the girl with creepy.
these conferences are like they're fucking terrifying. These like talking heads to a giant TV screen.
It reminds me of the Apple ad from the early 90s, I think it was. Where they have the big talking heads that they throw the hammer through the screen.
Oh yeah.
Whoever he is. Spares your professional annotations. Bench there. Gentlemen, this is a test. Moments such as these are matters of faith. To fail is to invite doubt into everything we believe, everything that we have fought for. Doubt will plunge this country back into chaos, and I will not let that happen. Gentlemen, I want this terrorist out, and I want him to understand what terror really means.
Yeah, just fast forward one more second to catch up with Josh.
Oh, what? Oh.
Oh, no, you're
No,
good. You're good.
I
You're good.
heard your sound in the background, and we were slightly behind, so I was trying to catch up.
Okay.
Chris is probably halfway through the movie right now.
He's going. Chris, check in. What are you thinking so far? All right, Chris.
He loves it.
Chris is left speechless. He's
It's-
focused.
It's like the kids, like the old Kicks commercial. Mikey likes it. He really likes it.
With his giant baguette, I love it so much.
Silence is approval. I love it.
Yeah.
Right?
And there was no bloody demolition. I saw it, the whole thing.
you see it? No. Last night I was. Yeah, that's right. Grace sent me the train. Amy, there you are. You are still working, aren't you? Sorry, I need 2 espressos and 3 coffees for that. I think the Duke is ready for tea.
Need a resurgence of the Natalie Portman rap from SNL. That shit was great.
Oh, 69. Yeah. Okay, legal a girl. Look, don't get me wrong, I love it. How get you crucified? It's hysterical. You'll never get the truth of it. You've got to rewrite it again. Yeah. I don't recall ever getting stood up by
Mr. Dietrich.
go on, please.
Oh. I think
Such an uncomfortable name for a group of people, the Fingermen.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought twice into that name until you just said it like that.
I mean, I didn't either until hearing it like said like for the
And
5th
also, like,
time.
we have the subtitle on too, so we can talk and read along. So, like, reading it, you're like, that sounds wrong. Like, when you're like aware of it,
That's true.
it feels wrong when it's spelled out.
That makes it worse somehow.
Because like when you hear like Fingerman, like you have like the utmost perfect picture of a human in your brain.
Yes, I do.
Sir, not sure that it's right. Not stage 3. I wish I would have thought to tell that brat that his station against playground.
I love it.
I just want like a deleted scene of him like on the phone with a shipping company. He's like, yeah, I need like 300 of my masks, like right now.
Express shipping. This is a rush order.
I need it there today.
Skits like that just work.
Yeah.
I love it.
That dude was ready to go guns blazing as soon as like someone walked into that room.
Yeah.
Like, fuck's sake.
It's the world they live in now.
Whenever I look at it, I'm like, if I shoot it, will it explode?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. This is one of those movies that every time I watch it, it's just like, it's perfect. It's just amazing.
I mean,
It makes me so happy.
I'm just laughing at the BTN, like British Television Network. Like you couldn't have gone more basic than that. Like
Yeah.
I get you have like the BBC, which makes sense, but like British television. Couldn't come up with something a little more clever.
It's funny. It's easy to forget how small Natalie Portman is until you see her standing next to other people.
Yeah.
She is tiny,
She's a
isn't she?
child size. I love it.
I will always remember her in Mars Attacks with the worst English, like American accent.
Mhm. Oh, little girl that she always now, like now, my friend will say the chick from Harry Potter.
Natalie Portman?
No, the little girl that ends up with the mask on.
Oh,
The whatever Myrtle.
oh yeah, Weeping Myrtle or whatever.
I think it's
Myrtle.
unfortunately Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see we caught. I was like, yeah, that sounds worse. Moaning Myrtle. She looks like her. She's just this adorable little girl with pink toes and glasses.
But is it the same girl?
I would assume not, but
Well,
maybe
it could
actually. I
be
don't know
this.
the
It
years.
could be the same
My
girl.
brain can't comprehend that these may have been around the same years.
Let's see. Now I'm.
I don't know.
I feel like I remember Moaning Myrtle being played by an adult.
Probably. I think most roles.
Was she in it? Though?
She just looks like the same like little aesthetic. She's cute.
Played by Shirley Henderson. She was.
How many people do you think are gonna wear the Guy Fawkes mask on the inauguration day?
Everybody.
That would be cool. That would be.
I want one for inauguration day, just to
Okay, it wasn't her, but
yeah.
looks like.
Looks like her.
The enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is
She wasn't transpotting though, Moaning Myrtle.
You decided, sir. You wanted it for proof. You told me every television in London. Just there was the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit. You now have sensors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and suppressing your machine and this happened. Who's to blame? For certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and they will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror. I know why you did it. I know you were free. Could war, terror, disease. There were a myriad of problems which conspired to corrupt your reason and rob you of your
The days when you can smoke in a bar.
and in your palliative personnel, High Chancellor Adam, he promised you order, he promised you peace. And all he demanded in return was your silent obedience.
That hurts. That feels too close to home in today's world.
The Old Bailey to remind this
All he
country
wanted was your silence and obedience. Like fuck.
more than 400
I want to know who does his graphic designs. VTV.
So, just to remind the world that fairness, justice, and freedom are more than words. They are perspectives. You see nothing. If the crimes of this government remain unknown to you, then I would suggest that you allow the 5th of November to pass unmarked. What I see, if you feel as I feel, and if you would seek as I seek, then I ask you to stand beside me. 1 year out of sight of the biggest trouble, and together we shall do them a favor that shall never, ever be forgotten. American flag is using our smoke machines. Go on this now. Press the phone.
Just like American police.
And also, this is very much again Batman, Joker. You know,
But you know what? Not like
In there?
American, because they shot him in the knee to take him down, not kill him. So they were a little bit more better trained.
I mean, they did shoot him in the knee like 7 times.
True. Yeah.
Mm, when one bullet is usually enough for a person.
Yeah.
oh no, there's a bomb in the control booth. Oh no.
Wait a minute. Those are hot dogs. Armor hot dogs.
Chris, where are you at?
I mean, the bombs kind of look like hot dogs. I'll give them that. That's his contribution so far. Is hot dogs. Back to the movie.
You're muted.
What's the code?
What time code are you at?
I'm at 2338.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're all
You're
together.
You're like a few seconds ahead
All
of us.
right.
Yeah.
We didn't know where you were because you were muted for a while.
What do you think so far, Chris?
They're all hot.
Loving it.
Hell yeah.
love it. Yay! I love when he shows up. He just, whoop, he's up. Love it.
I don't know how many knives he has because he does not go back and retrieve them.
Oh fuck! Using the whole. I love that using the body as like the shield. It's just. Whew. He just faints.
How does this like producer know how to
I
like
love
disarm a
this
fucking bomb?
so much.
That's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
I know you don't train for that.
Yeah.
no, but this is a very dystopian world where like the security guard pulled out a gun real quick. So maybe you gotta be ready for anything.
It's always the red wire.
That's true.
It's pretty much an assumption of whichever one you think you're gonna do the opposite.
I think that's very useful for
Yeah.
me.
We'll go and get our bomb disarming robot. Gray is usually the ground. What products does he use in his hair? Because it's
It's a
so
wig.
straight. Oh, it is a wig.
It's
Yeah,
a
no,
wig.
you're right. Spoiler alert, it's a wig.
No, they show her putting on a whole wig.
Did they show it?
I mean, that's the whole thing. Is they all have identical wigs and masks. So
I was not paying attention to the wig part.
well, that's what I love
In the
about it is that
beginning.
there's no association of who's under the mask of any concept of
No, that's
gender
right.
or sense of
Especially because he has no hair.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they show him putting the mask on, but I think watching them take the mask off people with the wig, I think makes it clear that they're all wigs.
Fair.
This is only an initial report, but at this time it's the need during the growing terrorist shock to kill them. Again, all authorities think that it was now over. The terror is dead.
It's great. It's like the little kid gets
The
it.
terrorist is dead. Here he is walking around.
One thing I can never figure out with this movie, if it hurt it or helped it initially, was like it is an action movie at its core, and like personally I think it works super well with this movie, but I think a lot of people wrote this off as just like a comic book action movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but I think this is like a lot of today's comic movies where there's something for everyone. Like it's very dramatic, it's very action based. There's a romance layer to it of sorts. I do think everyone can watch this and find something that they're contributing to, that they pull to. But back when it first came out, I don't think people were as accepting of comics turned into movies as they are now with the Avengers and
Well,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I also don't know how many people knew this was a comic until after the fact.
well, the idea of like more like a
I was one of
superhero
them.
movie that wasn't.
Yeah,
Batman.
same. No, true. Especially because this was released, the comic was released under Vertigo, and not a lot of people knew Vertigo because that was like the little brother company of DC. Like they used Vertigo as a way to publish more independent stuff,
Mhm.
and like through Vertigo, like you had Watchmen was published through Vertigo and shit like that. So
This is always one of my favorite things is like seeing all of his artwork and collections of things that were no longer allowed in the world. It's very, very Barnes Foundation of the Apocalypse.
yeah, but the man only watched one movie.
Like,
Count of Monte Cristo.
that's all you need. He makes a sandwich. Who watched the movie? He could.
I love that there's sort of a mirror to this with I Am Legend, where Will Smith only has Shrek to watch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's everything. Still says so.
Oh, let me find this place.
That's
Yeah.
everything they do.
It's all about mentality.
Wait, I don't get it. They don't allow butterflies?
No, they don't allow shit.
Yeah.
No
I guess,
fun.
yeah, there's definitely some. It's curious to think of like the different parts of history and artwork and culture was confiscated. I never really, since it's been so long since I watched it, I'm not really sure the reverence of why they're afraid of butterflies.
I'm afraid that
I think it's a nod in this movie because there's like some sort of large scale kind of warfare thing that they allude to. I think that butterflies are extinct, and it's a thing where they're like, I don't know. You know how much governments love to deny natural disaster or like the effects of things. So
Sure, I do wish that he had like a giant T-Rex in the background though. To just question like, evolution would just be just an added layer of just a little T-Rex in the background. Little baby dino egg. Little dino DNA somewhere.
There are a lot of butterflies.
Yeah.
You mean here for now? I have to stay here for a year.
Sorry.
You should have left me alone. Why did you leave me alone?
Anything else on the parents? Yeah. And then turned to Belmarsh. She died during a hunger strike, and he caught it in the military we took ship. Most of it. Brother was just the Marys. I'm bad luck here. So in the story.
That
Yeah,
egg,
I love
just like this.
eggs in a basket is so good.
yeah, eggs in a basket is the one of the best.
So good. Look, and this is a little apron. He's so cute.
That wig is so freshly permed, it looks like.
I know. I love that he wears the entire outfit while wearing the apron.
It really is just like you gotta apologize to them, like it's your fault. Like this guy kidnapped you for a year.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard thing to realize, but then also, I guess there's a moment when you realize, like, what are you really missing of your life? Like, you were clearly kind of miserable and taken for granted at work. So, like, are you really gonna miss going back to reality for a year? You're also just talking about how much we love eggs in a basket. We'll make some tomorrow.
That would make me stay automatically.
Is butter.
You're insane.
I dare to hope it may become a man. Take some more
Bet. My mum, she's the reason all this place and they ever since I've been on in plays, movies. No, it's like balling, like homeless, very good.
Where's your mother now?
She's dead. Did I ask her? She said on the road. Do you mean
Everywhere.
we really think the blowing up Parliament is going to make this country a better place?
There's no certainty.
Well, I think it can be pretty selfish if anyone can show up greedy with a black dagger from one of them.
People should not be afraid of their governments.
And you're going to that happen by blowing up a building.
Oh, that line still gives me chills.
Yeah.
The government should be afraid of their people.
That old angsty anarchist.
It's true. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, even in like what we were talking about earlier about like people being fired over trying to unionize, if they stood together,
I tell you what I know. I know this is
if the fear is going to stop it.
Mhm.
It goes for anything.
That's not a threat.
I wish I had an ego so inflated that I can watch myself and like go along with
And then be proud of yourself
Yeah.
and just like go along with it and be like, yeah, good
it.
for
I
me.
wish I could fucking do that.
Good for me. I did good there.
I also wish that I could be confident enough in that many mirrors.
Suffices to say that we probably have those kinds of people within our government currently. So
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, 100%.
That towel's real long though.
Good for that towel.
Yeah. It's like, but it's like so long that it's like comical.
The strongest thing in this movie right now is the not holding that towel together.
Although I like the idea of having a shower where you can just like watch TV while you're in the shower.
This so
Nice.
I like the walk-in showers, but
Yeah, that like rainfall shower looks real cool.
I'd be
Why
like,
not with you repeating your own lines from yourself?
Like, did you even bathe, bud? You just kind of like went in there, got wet, and left.
no soap.
Yeah, exactly.
Just drinking a European style.
Yeah, just a good rinse.
You get it, kid. Don't worry, I've made sure I'll be you. Stop that. Why do you keep calling me that? That was your title, remember, for the first minute. You wore a uniform in those days. It's you, the ghost of Christmas past.
And technically, that makes this a Christmas movie too.
Yes. I mean, ironically, kept referencing our Grim Reaper in drag as like a Ghost of Christmas future,
Oh yeah.
and he just referenced himself as Ghost of Christmas past. God, there's like those iconic lines of him that I just get so excited because this is such a core memory of just teenage angst.
Yeah, any line that he says is very, very quotable.
It's iconic. It's powerful. Like they just use him so well.
Well,
It kind of makes me think of like when we talked about like Beetlejuice before, like how much you actually saw Beetlejuice in the movie, and I feel like it's the same thing. If we really clocked how much of V we actually get in the movie, like he's in it.
You get a lot of it.
He is in it a lot in comparison to like Beetlejuice, but I also feel like he's so powerful every time he's on screen that he just takes control, and I love it so much seeing him.
But also
every time he's there has a purpose. He's not just.
Yeah, he's not meddling. That's the thing. He's not meddling
just,
to the screen. He's just him.
He's amazing.
For a moment, he forgot someone else was living with him.
I'm just playing with the dolls, with the action figures. I just played around.
I've seen it. Does it have a happy ending?
This coming from a man that just watched the majority of the Count of Monte Cristo this morning is about to sit down and rewatch it.
Yeah.
Does it have a happy ending?
That's
I don't know if I've ever
dedication.
actually watched it or not.
The Count of Monte Cristo.
No, I don't think I have. Does it have a happy ending? Or is that ironic that she says it?
I think the movie does, but the movie doesn't cover all of the books. The book is like this fucking thick.
It's like the ultimate tale of revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The book is largely just old men talking in a room for like 900 pages.
Oh wow.
I've never read it. I've seen the movie like years ago. It was
So
one of
which
those.
came first, the movie or the book, the sandwich?
The book. Sandwich came later.
I didn't think I wrote that. Sandwich.
I heard that, Lee. I was like, what was the third? It is a sandwich.
That's the French toast one, right? Isn't that
I
Monte
know.
Cristo?
I think I don't know. I don't know.
In Jersey, there's a few interpretations, but one is a turkey, ham, and cheese on like thick white bread that they then dip in pancake batter and deep fry, and then like powder sugar.
I now have a reason to
Oh
go
my
to Jersey.
god!
All right, I gotta make that.
Oh shit! There we gotta buy some. Gotta buy some pork roll.
Oh, I don't have
Been a
pork roll
minute.
anymore. Not your Taylor ham shit. Just call it pork
Yeah,
roll.
we haven't had pork roll in a minute. I'm gonna add that to the grocery list. That's like you're like Jersey, I'm like pork roll. I need to add pork roll to the grocery list. It's been a minute since we've had that. Switch it up.
Yesterday I couldn't find my eyes. You didn't take it, did you?
Would you prefer a lie or the truth?
Dick.
That.
Yes,
You just said you couldn't lose Prothero.
I might have killed the finger restrictions. Violence can be restricted. That's all.
Did she like? Does she have amnesia? Like all of this? Like the dude took over it into her work, and she's gonna question his motives of violence.
Did he go?
I'll be thinking that too. Like, clearly, I'm not going to kill you.
Yeah,
Everybody else is a target, though.
you're in the safest place right now.
Yeah, the only thing it kind of misses, given that going on Reddit today and seeing the outpouring of support for the dude that shot the United Healthcare CEO.
Oh,
You think there's a connection between Unaboy and Knockhill?
I gotta catch up on
Oh, there.
what's happening these days. Feel very disconnected.
yeah. When I go on Reddit, it's not for the main page, so I don't see what's going on.
Because I know the other one, Blue Shield and Blue Cross, were talking about not paying for anesthesia for full services now. So I'm like, well, do they want that trend to continue? Because that's terrible.
Jesus.
What's the point of health insurance?
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Don't even get worse friends.
Your records are either deleted, omitted, or missing. As head of the detention program at that time.
Before you go any further, don't be reminded to expect things are very chaotic.
Does this movie have like any bloopers? Because like I would love to see people break in this movie because it's so fucking serious.
I concur. That is something to look up.
Yeah. Yeah, God, I need to see. No, no bloopers, but there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I didn't know
You can understand why.
that was actually there. There was like a whole Warner Brothers released like a whole thing of like making the movie.
Interesting.
He said that artists' lives tell the truth about politics and so he said that you know what's the best stories.
That's true.
Don't worry about the guy. That was really changed. My brother was with the students at St. Mary's. After he died, my parents connected. They protested the war of reclamation. And settlers appointed High Chancellor. They were thriving needs. I watched on the television, thinking his very small parents cured. I remember that Mum wanted to leave the country. They refused. He said if we ran away, they would win. Win. It was a game.
God, it's in today's world.
Okay, never mind.
It was like a black fantasy race on the face of the earth. No, sorry. Sorry, I'm not struck the best. Sorry, I'm not my parents. I wish I was about you. No. I wish I was afraid all the time, but I am. I know that things, you don't believe me. I know better than most. Which is why I want to know if there's anything.
How can you take it so seriously when you look back at that face and it's just smiling at you?
I found this hard copy. 5. Everything about love and Right now. By the book of truth,
Oh yeah. I just watched Faust for the first time not too long ago. That movie fucking ruled. Highly recommend Faust, especially for like the time period that it came out. The idea of, or the like visual effects they were able to apply for like a 1940s movie.
Called
Fucking-
Faust.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Okay. The highest paid person at the camp was priest.
I think it was the dude who directed the original Nosferatu, I think directed it. So like 1930s, 1940s it came out. The movie gorgeous.
Okay. Yeah, it's saying wow, 1926.
Like some of the transitions that they were able to do, like there's like in the beginning scene where like the devil is like overlooking this town, and just how they had him like fade in over like this matte painting and like one and like a two shot. It's so gorgeous.
Okay, it got great ratings. I'll check it out.
She has arrived. Unfortunately,
See, the irony here is that, he gets a young girl that he was worried if she was too old. But in, today's world, it's little boys. Or it always has one.
Just throw the meteor again and just we'll reset.
It's windy as shit outside.
Wow.
Fuck. Look at it fly. Let him go.
When he shares,
I
not
will.
really a priest.
Yeah, right. But I love the fact that, like, with everything, she's still that slight bit of innocence. Like, she's not understanding that what her role is in this place, and like why she's dressed like that, and her purpose for him. That when she's like, "I have to tell you something," he's like, "Oh, a game," and she's like, "No, really." And like, do you not understand where you are?
Yeah, there's no.
You're that innocent to believe like he's gonna look out for you or be anything other than a fucking creep.
It's the game I've never played. What's the light you have?
She's so misunderstanding,
Yeah.
misinterpreting.
A
the
little too
situation.
naive.
It's a little too naive with like everything she's gone through. And I'm like, do you not see how you're dressed? Like, do you not understand?
That's the cure. Confession. You little bitch. You fucking little boy.
I'm sorry. I helped you.
Please, have mercy. Not tonight, Bishop. Not tonight. Missions 109, we have an emergency.
The fact that they were so into it, like for the first bit.
Well, I mean, in theory, that's pretty. It seems like it's a normal routine for him.
Well, yeah.
So they all know their roles.
What are you doing? What are you doing here?
That's one thing.
Party members have been murdered, Chief Inspector. This is no ordinary situation and requires more than your usual attention. Chance of
I just always wanted to punch that guy in the face. Or what it
The
is.
detective.
information.
Yeah, like his face, Creedy's face just
He does have a very punchable mouth.
He kind of looks like John Voight.
John Boy, is that what you said?
Dark Void?
Yeah, John Voight.
Oh, that's his name?
It's like an English John Voight.
Yeah.
Oh.
He really is. Our little midnight cowboy.
Mother was Irish, wasn't she? Terrible.
The thing about John Voight is that he's like ultra crazy, like MAGA, like nut job.
I'm not surprised.
Easy. Good God, I'm sorry. I don't know where else to go.
Yes, we better come inside before someone sees. Cheers.
Gordon, I know the couple in this country's looking for me. I know it's horrible of me to come here to put you in this situation. If they find me here, you could be in terrible trouble.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, wasn't he like this universe's Benny Hill?
I'm getting too into the movie.
Comedian. He was like a talk show host, but very slapsticky.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's got safe to clean my parents took me to when they had me down for 12. I thought something happened to Stuart.
He believes.
She's meeting so many men with secret rooms.
I love it so much.
Stop is corrupt. 14th century.
Are you?
No, I can do this.
But why would
I don't have to be innocent to find notice.
she's a bad family if they found that?
I told you, don't be the least about
Thank you, Gordon. Thank you so much.
It's all right.
You know, this whole thing started the night he built.
Again, this makes our conversation twice.
Yeah.
Like
And
Bubba.
doesn't even comprehend the correlation. Or even connect it. What if they're the same person of sorts? Like it's so similar that how would you not?
I think you can look at the physique and tell that that
I
is not V.
know. Yeah, but she's also naive and an idiot in most of this. So I really wouldn't give her that much credit. To be honest.
Unfortunately, a man in my position is expecting you to help attract ladies like yourself. I'm too much to decide. And that will so another home with no television show.
Sorry.
The truth is not to see. You wear a mask for so long, you forget who you were.
Toxicology is governor.
Thanks, Leonie.
Any leads on finding this guy?
Honestly, nothing yet. But there's something else you can help with.
So do you think when they become a detective, they all get a trench coat, or it's just like personal aesthetic?
I think it's standard, honestly.
Scarlet person.
Goes with the badge.
Yeah, and the pistol where it's like, gotta hide it. Need a trench coat.
Leave some of the privacy.
I'll take
Here's
that.
your badge, your trench coat, and your smoking addiction.
Feather hat optional.
Yeah, hats. That's what he's missing. He's missing a cool hat.
Definitely is. That's how you go incognito. Nobody knows who you are. As long as you have what's those hats?
Yeah, but then
Fedora.
if he had a fedora, then he's gonna look Indiana Jones.
No.
Like
Clearly one of the people.
I mean,
like apocalyptic.
who wouldn't
Indiana
want to be an
Jones.
apocalyptic Indiana Jones?
I mean, yes, but
I'd be about it.
not British.
Yeah. I'm down for that movie.
British indie? Hell yeah.
After that, all regulars stop. For according to the registry, I'm back. Today or early.
Suspenders need to come back.
You're gonna wear suspenders and bangs now?
Yep. With a
Alright.
trench coat.
All right.
Be the
Got a
creepiest
lot of
dude on the block.
accessorizing to do.
Sure about that. Okay, thank you.
Look like every fucking wanted poster out there.
And change the name of the search. Carver. Yeah. I'm sorry, expected, but I can't get a response from that number. There's a trouble with the connection.
Just a step too late.
Just by that much.
And I was able to change my course. Change the entire course of human history. So long.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I was confused on
All right.
what did you want?
I mean, there's, he says there's no pain, but at some point you like, oh, I guess she didn't throw up like the rest of them did, but I can't imagine everybody had a peaceful passing.
I think in this whole situation, he made sure like hers was as peaceful as possible, of of sign of respect of sorts, and I think it's kind of beautiful. But it's still like I still have to kill you, but I won't make it bad.
Right. It's the
contents of this document.
You still
sweet.
die.
You were nice to me, but still.
Because I think even she knows that it's bigger than her, it's bigger than all of them. She has a purpose of why she needs to die, and I think she wants to die for something. She's also talked about wanting to kill herself, and yeah, I think that was weirdly poetic.
Discussion of this
I
document.
feel like that either really zoom in on it a lot.
That's the British aesthetic.
Is that understood?
when that close up on the teeth is never pleasing.
Right? It's not. It's really not. But like I mean, like he's a dick, but like he plays that villain so well. It's perfect. And just imagine him with a Twitter, Twitter account. And some Cheetos, Twitter and Cheetos. Same.
Always need a snack.
Nuclear power is needlessly well for a virus can kill an entire population to leave its wealth intact. Hatred says, Commander Prothero told the elaborate priest for the linen whilst to his head monitor for rules and rights violations. But afterwards, the commander assured them June 2nd. I think if these people need they would have any differently. He's so weak and pathetic. Never look in the eye. I find myself hating him.
August the 18th. The original 4 dozen over 75% online deceased. No controllable pattern has yet emerged. Still living 18th. There's one case that continues to give me hope. He exhibits none of the uses to pathologists and the other subjects developed. I've discovered several cellular movements in his blood that I've been unable to categorize. The mutations seem to have triggered the abnormal development of basic kinesthesia and reflexes. The subject said he could no longer remember who he was or where he'd gotten.
Anyone feel like this reminds them of COVID?
Is now the key to our dream.
Got some COVID vibes, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, no. See,
That's why it's hitting so much harder because I haven't seen it in years of just realizing like my brain just goes to COVID and Trump and the world and it's terrifying to be like, yep, this is COVID thing.
Oh, that's why they called him V.
You get it now, Brandon? Why it's called V?
That's why they call. That's why they call him V.
I like
It'd be weird to call him number 5. Think he's like a kid next door or something.
That always gave me very much like a Dr. Manhattan vibe.
Yeah, makes sense. Both written by Alan Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Something about naked men screaming. He had an aesthetic.
He's consistent.
I can only laugh.
There's that good looking egg again. My God, he does. Why don't you make him look as beautiful as that? His egg in a basket was beautiful.
Oh man, I used to do a burger with an egg in a basket, and that shit was so fucking good. Would make a burger and then do brown sugar bacon and throw some cheese on there, some mushrooms, and then in the bun we get the brioche buns. I used to put the runny egg inside of the toasted brioche bun like an egg in a basket. It was a fucking mess, but it was amazing.
That sounds messy, but if every bite is delicious, that doesn't
Oh my
matter.
God,
It would just get
You
covered
gotta-
in the
and
yolk.
then
It
the
was so
breakfast
fucking
sandwich you
good.
made with like the runny egg with the hash brown in it.
Oh yeah, I was
You guys gotta
doing.
come over. We'll have breakfast.
Yeah,
Or breakfast.
I
for
love
dinner one night.
breakfast. It's like the best food.
Breakfast is amazing. I don't know why I'm always like, if it's after 12, I won't. But I'm starting to get over that.
All day.
Breakfast all day.
Especially diner breakfast.
Yeah.
All like 11 o'clock at night. Diner breakfast is the best.
I always get burgers at diners. I don't know what it is. But I do
Yeah,
love like, omelets.
Just trust the omelet. You know,
I was gonna say it's about the 3-egg omelet that somehow weighs 5 pounds and never finished.
Yeah. With a ginormous portion of potatoes and
Fold it up just
some
right.
rye toast. Oh, I'm hungry. What's that?
I want that.
Yeah, sure. You got my soda. Like I was talking with my friend about doing like a dessert like eat along with Alice in Wonderland. So we'd have the food that goes along with the movie. But I really wanted, like, if I were to do V from Vendetta, I'd be like, here's breakfast again, friends. Here's another egg in a basket. Like, they don't eat enough for me, but also I really want an egg in a basket now.
Yeah, that would be good.
I haven't had it in a long time.
We gotta make it. Let's all gather one day. We'll sit down. We'll make some breakfast. And talk over some movie stuff.
That does sound like a fun plan.
I really wish I wish a diner would make egg in a basket. I've never seen it on a menu.
Probably
they're
too complicated.
I think it's mostly because it wastes the like center cut of bread.
You just give it on the side like a little piece of toast. I don't care. I'll dip it. I'll use it.
That's
Okay,
what we
side-
always did. We toasted the center and then you like cut it up and use it to like dip in the egg.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of all this like food talk, like we're ordering food right now, and
typical Wednesday night Chinese food order.
but I want to throw it out there that this Chinese food place that we're ordering from, you can order a T-shirt from them.
Is it Golden Chopstick?
It is. Holy shit! It is.
Oh, the Aereo is right, and I explicitly remember the T-shirt on the menu.
Yo.
Oh fuck, Leo! I love the fact that you knew that. That's amazing.
Well,
I wish-
when I worked at PCC, that was like the spot to stop before I would
Yeah,
when I would leave for the night.
so fucking fun. I love
They don't have my size. Otherwise, I'd order a fucking t-shirt.
That's fantastic. You guys are ridiculous.
I also would not look good in a blue t-shirt.
Based on random audio streams,
What color blue?
right now.
It just says blue.
I mean, I don't know. You got like the tan shirts and the
Also sharing
that baby shirt that you bought. Your frog and toad.
Yeah, I love my frog and toad.
Agreed. We're handling it as best we can, Chancellor. Arrests are as high as they've been since the Reclamation.
I want more than arrests. I want results.
What's all this about?
I'm celebrating.
Celebrating.
I think this could be the best show you've ever done. Ladies, we've got an extraordinary show for you tonight. You're not going to believe it. As a matter of fact, I don't think I do. Will you please give a very warm welcome to our own Chancellor, Adam Sattler?
No.
Threw out the sent-approved script and shot a new one that I wrote this morning.
Perfect. I love if you catch it, I'm saying like their sensory approved script. There's so many subtle things that they say, and so many layers to it.
Try and help to relax.
It's happening day by day.
It really is.
Oh, nothing ever. I understand you enjoy class every night. Since I was a boy.
But you're wrong, Mr. Dietrich. The terrorists never a serious concern.
Chancellor, he's not still alive.
Terrorists being euthanized.
British humor.
They're loving it.
But also look at what they're used to. They're used to such censorship that even this dull shit's hilarious.
That was peak comedy, at least of the 70s. That's what I meant by Benny Hill.
Right there. I forgot about him having the show and everything. You know, it's been so long since I've seen this.
And now for all the world to see.
Yep.
I'm trying to. I missed it, and I'm trying to remember. Like, did he actually have the Chancellor on there, or there was someone like making fun of him? Right?
No, they're making fun
Yeah.
of him.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. No, they show him sitting in his chair watching it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But it's like, how do they do the technology to have his face?
Yeah. Political satire. It's fucking milk. Ugh.
You go on air. Well, you're my agent. That's what I pay you for. Protect me. Too highly years ago to be my mother.
You're mad.
I know that one wasn't breastfed.
Everything is very people.
Things that matter.
It's not
I'm going to have to make some kind of apology, do some boring fundraiser, and in the meantime, our ratings will go through the roof. You're fine. Trust
It's all about the
I'm gonna
race.
kill you, you moron.
What's that?
They're gonna kill him. Probably. I
Yeah,
guess.
they might as well go down laughing. It's sad and poetic of the history repeating with her and the world of just showing it just continues to repeat.
Not so funny now, is it? Funny, man.
I couldn't be in these situations. I'm like, it was fucking hilarious. And I regret that.
I mean, the world's on fire. You might as well go down laughing at that point. I get it.
You know, I heard the same thing happened to Jay Leno.
Shit.
How could a man with so many cars have so many of them blow up? It's definitely an op.
Right. It's true. Yeah.
Wait,
She's also Batman. You didn't catch that? That she can just like drop down like that?
no, it looked like she was falling one way but landed another way.
Probably. Yeah.
My first time noticing it.
You know why you're here, Edie Hammond. You've been formally charged with 3 counts of murder, the bombing of government property, conspiracy to commit terrorism, treason, and sedition. The penalty for which is death by firing squad. You have one chance, and only one chance, to save your life. You must tell us the identity or whereabouts of Codename V. If your information leads to his capture, you will be released from this facility immediately. You understand what I'm telling you? You can return to your life, Miss Hammond. All you have to do is cooperate.
Red pill, blue pill.
Yeah.
There was like a big deal because she like really shaved her head for this.
Mhm.
Those were real tears, and I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can cry while she's cashing that check. She's fine. Sorry. I mean, look, it's a bold move, but you can't do such a powerful movie and like,
Well,
I
think it was her idea.
no,
to
probably.
do
I
it,
imagine it
yeah.
would be because they could easily fake that. But
Yeah.
I think that really shows the power of what this role was for her, like taking that commitment to shave your head and stand with something.
Mad Max
stand
Fury
with something
Road ain't
so
got shit
good.
on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible, like having roles that impacts the actor to that level. Is amazing.
I just want to like touch her head.
Just want to pet her like a dog.
You get like that buzz cut feel.
You can do that with your bangs too.
Yeah.
Have like a side.
Just
buzz or
just bangs and shave the rest off.
right.
Hey man, that's a
That
style
was a lot,
nowadays.
yeah.
That's like crust punk 101.
Yeah, what
right
is
there.
with the kids doing the really far back bangs now? And it's like, I don't know what the fuck kids are doing these days. Never felt so old in my life. These kids.
Well, mullets made a comeback, so
Yeah, that's fair.
That's true. I was thinking about that last week.
That you wanted a mullet?
Well, no, I just thinking I want to do something to my hair. I just don't know what yet.
Fair.
I mean, I think the mohawk is pretty timeless.
Yeah, mohawks are always
I don't
good.
see him as much anymore.
not
I
as
mean,
much.
back in the day, everyone had the undercut, like shaved undercuts.
I
I
mean,
mean, that's what I did this. I got an undercut this time.
Yeah, I always love the undercuts are like the side,
I had a
stuff
mohawk
like
when I was like
that.
14. I miss it. It
I
was-
would do it if I didn't have curly hair. It would grow back so bad.
I always wanted to do the Davey Havoc like devil
Oh.
lock,
yeah.
but it's
I think I'm gonna get
wasn't that there was a song. It was like I want to get a mohawk, but mom won't let me. Can't remember if it's a Misfits song.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Fuck. Yeah, baby have it. Moment in time.
My grandmother broke the farm, and she used to tell me that God was listening. I passed by that class and took his grandmother to school.
You guys want to feel the irony that she said she was born in 1985? And Never realized how close in age we were to the history of a character.
Okay. So I guess it's up to us at this age. Damn.
Yeah.
2002. She fell in love with Christina.
My father told me to go and to come back. My mama
The way she looks is definitely early 2000s. They like nailed that like costume design.
No,
Yeah, they
Super
went to the Avril Lavigne Skater Boy shoot after this to
Yeah.
Get in whenever you want. Just tell us where he is. I don't know.
And he just has all this whole torture chamber built too. That's
Spoiler alert. Hold on. Just never seen it.
too focuses in here.
Don't ruin it.
Look how enthralled he is.
they give Evie a really similar look. I don't know if anyone's seen Pitch Black, but there's
Oh, years ago.
the kid Jax.
And in 2015, I started my first film.
Huh.
Like with the shaved head. I have to look it up.
Mhm.
It was the most emotional time of my life, not because of my career, but because that was how I met Ruth. The first time
We met in 2015 in this story. Still feel old.
Yep.
Because did they ever say what year this was happening in?
I don't think so specifically in the movie.
If she's in saying 2015, it was something like 2030 something or 2040 something, 50, whatever. Like enough time has passed, but
I don't think they say it in the movie, but I know in the comic books, I think they have like a more like solid like kind of like chronology to it.
So the comic came out in the 80s, was set in the 90s. For this movie, it says, according to Reddit, it takes place between 2025 and 2028 or 2034 to 2038. So it's kind of like a vague dystopian future.
So next
Okay.
year.
Because they say
Yeah.
we're right. So you're saying we're right on track, and that's optimistic, right? We're right on track for the world to end.
Art imitates life.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that hurts harder now.
became powerful. And then how different became dangerous.
How different became dangerous. This hurts.
But such they took Ruth buying food.
Holy Earth of
How much
Temperature.
was not on my life. Wasn't anything for me. Since you drove down one night, she left in such a terrible place. For 3 years, I have been and apologized to her. Every inch of me shall perish. Every inch. Just, and it is fragile. And it is the only thing in the world where
Tiny ass writing. It's gonna fit a lot on that paper.
Like, I'm actually impressed.
Mhm.
Also by her eyes being able to read it.
Yeah, and I was just thinking that. It sucks she's getting them in. What the fuck does this say?
So she's just making it up in her own head.
Yeah, exactly. Her own narrative. She
I
just
mean,
kissed
I get it, sentimental, but that was in the toilet.
Yeah.
It was in a bag in the
It's
toilet.
shit paper.
Special tribute. And that unless you are ready to offer your cooperation, you are to be executed. Do you understand? What I mean? Are you ready to cooperate? Very well. Escort Miss Hammond back to her cell. Arrange a detail of 6 men and take her out behind the chemical shed and shoot her. It's time.
She always knows where the shadows are to stand in them.
Look, all they want is one little piece of information. Just give them something, anything. And you have no fear anymore. You're completely free.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Insert that clip of fucking Dexter. Surprise, motherfucker.
What that would do to your psyche is
Mhm.
wild.
Yeah.
Why is she still to poke it? It's clearly a mannequin.
I mean,
and
to-
she still pokes it.
To be fair, I would probably poke it too. I don't know what is real and what wouldn't be in that
I know.
situation.
I just
You kiss toilet paper. All right.
oh, it's crazy.
Like, I'm pretty sure that has parasites in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you ask them, like, how big is your house?
Mhm.
Also, why do you have these series of rooms?
Right? Exactly. Like, who built this shit?
Oh, hello.
The ultimate
Yeah.
gatekeep girl boss gaslight.
Yeah.
As a side note, her outfit is similar to what I imagined for drag.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Fortunately, I got to you before they did.
You got to. You did this to me. You cut my
Girl, you snitched on me the first chance you got out.
Really? Yeah, you got it. Right. Why? Hey, remember that time?
Should have been an easier way.
Oh, shit.
I know you mean
Why was her hair the first thing that she said? Like,
Not like you shoved my head in the toilet. You
Waterboarded.
tortured me.
you cut
You
my
cut my hair.
You're sick. You're evil.
You could have ended it, Evie. You could have given in, but you didn't. Why?
Leave me alone. I hate you.
That's it! See, at first, I thought it was hate, too. Hate was all I knew. It put my world in prison. It taught me how to eat, how to drink, how to breathe. I thought I'd die with my hate in my veins. But then something happened. It happened to me, just as it happened to you.
I don't want to hear your lies.
Your own father said that artists use lies to talk truth. Yes, I created a lie. Because you believed you could know something true about yourself.
No.
What was true in that cell is just as true now. What you felt in there has nothing to do with me.
I can't feel anything anymore.
Don't run from it. You've been running all your life.
Asthma that only just started showing after all that.
Can you overcome asthma? Is that like a thing?
I mean, no, maybe very well techniques, but the whole time of torture, she might have had some asthma.
You just gotta hate your way through asthma.
I think so. The doctor told me I had it as a kid. I went back 2 years later. They said I didn't have it anymore. I was tired of fat jokes. I think that's what did it.
Like we all took that test in school and everyone had scoliosis.
One of my best friends has scoliosis, and we still make fun of him till this day.
I mean, you know, you broke Brandon. Way to go, Josh.
One of my friends got flagged during that whole scoliosis check in middle school, and like she had to go through corrective surgery and wear a back brace, which probably ruined her life more because, God, having a metal back brace in 8th grade does not do well for you socially.
No.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know currently if she would have traded being able to sit straight with the torture she endured.
That's fair.
I
I had to wear braces on my ankles for a couple of years recently because my feet were like turning out when I walked, and they made me wear these braces, and that was horrible. Even as an adult, like, this is not fun. And they finally like, you don't need them anymore. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. It's like they did it just to torture me.
I think that's what doctors do.
And
They gave me glasses I didn't need.
mm-hmm.
It just hurt my eyes.
I'm convinced every time I go to the dentist, they just make shit up at this point. Like, this is wrong now. I'm like, really? Every goddamn time?
I have questions.
What?
Who's just like me.
Yeah. Why are her armpits shaved? She would not have like hairless armpits. Like they would not allow her to shave. They would not give her access to like razors.
Because
They shaved her head and her armpits at the same time.
Yeah. Might as well.
Every once a week they shaved her head and her armpits. You know, they helped her out.
Yeah, they kept her fresh.
Well, because in theory, right? So like they shaved her head in the beginning of her going into the torture. You assume that this has now been months, almost a year of her in torture to go through the process to bring us back to the next year at the 5th of November. Yet her head is still very freshly shaved.
Yeah, true.
So we didn't get the weekly check-in where they shaved her armpits, legs, and hair.
Fair.
It was during that shower scene, you know?
Yeah.
They would just like come in, do a little poop poop, and then, you know.
Think she requested it or they just did it?
What?
The armpit.
Like in the torture?
Yeah. If there's one thing you can do for me. I will not give you information, but please shave my armpits.
Can you make requests in that situation?
In that moment, it does not hurt to try.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
You have nothing left to
like,
lose.
can I get an egg in a basket, please?
I see. I feel like they should have gone all the way. Why'd they even let her keep her like eyebrows?
True, yeah.
Ooh. You got to keep the eyebrows only because when you see people without eyebrows, it's something that's like,
it's
all I think about is Jess and makeup, like for aphasia when Jade got rid of her eyebrows for the makeup tests. You never think about it until you don't see them anymore.
I mean, it was 2006, right? Like that was the peak of the shaved off eyebrows that were then penciled on.
No, yeah.
My best friend growing up did that.
Draw their expressions that they.
You would shave off her eyebrows and then draw them on. Never wanted to do that.
Nah, I never found the appeal.
No, but what I would do is I would use like eyeshadow to make my eyebrows different colors.
That's different. I can see that.
To like match my makeup, I would make like purple eyebrows and stuff.
I might re-pierce my eyebrows. I miss that.
You should.
I like my eyebrow piercings.
Mm-hmm.
So the only problem with those surface piercings is your body over the years start to reject them.
Did you get it on the same side or the opposite
Same side. I had the double eye ring.
No, I'm asking when I know you had them done. I was asking if you would get them on the same side.
Yeah, I would do
switch it up.
I would do the same thing.
Like you're telling me, I'm like, we just met, Brandon. I've only known you since I was 12. I know you had eyebrow piercings.
They were hanging on by a thread by the time
I'm the one who took them out of your face.
That shit hurt.
Oh, horrible. I remember that. We shouldn't do that.
Speaking of eyebrows,
Maybe we
hers
can
are
do that.
like,
I
her
kinda
one eyebrow is cocked
Maybe
so high
we can
up.
do that. But maybe I'll go. I kind of want to get my nose pierced.
Yeah, I want to get my nose pierced. A nice little like hugger hoop.
I thought I had a girl.
Yeah.
My man fumbled.
Why did I let her leave? You definitely had like a Beauty and the Beast thing going on. It could have worked.
That's true.
I only tortured her for a year. I mean, you know, I cut her hair and all, but
Girls don't like this. Is this not flirting in 2028?
Who filed that? Chief Inspector Finch. Do you have any evidence to support this conclusion, Mr. Finch? No. If I am sure of anything, Inspector Finch, it is that this government will not abide and be subject to your feelings. Mr. Dascom, what we need right now is a clear message to the people of this country.
He looks like somebody who
Ready
cannot
every radio scene on every television.
Hold
This
on.
message must resound throughout the entire internet. I want this country to realize that we stand on the edge of oblivion. I want every man, woman, and child to understand how close we are to chaos.
Fair.
Everyone to remember why they need us.
In the former United
Good
States,
Lord.
civil war continues to devastate the Midwest.
Scientists have witnessed latest shortage to the lack of rainfall the last 2 years.
Live.
Prices to rise. Police have arrested 9 suspects. Can you believe shit?
Outside the quarantine zone, a new airborne pathogen has killed 27 people.
Authorities have uncovered new evidence linking the terrorist organization called the V. CBC's narrowed violent attack on London 2 years ago.
The keys of the young Rockwood. Passages for retroglosion. Keys died in fire. Rockwood goes missing. Bloody coincidences are making me sick in the stomach. Rockwood. He was a trip on fire. Okay. Come on. Still pass. That's close enough, Inspector. I'm not lying. I'm sorry to find in my position, but I'd like to take every precaution. Give information for us. No, but you have the information. The names and dates inside your head. What you want. Story may be true or false. Such judgments experience. Our story begins as these stories often do with a young up-and-coming politician. He's deeply religious man and knows the conservative party. Completely single.
I wonder if they like made it purposeful to make him look like Alan.
It could definitely be a self-insert of sorts.
Yeah.
Biological weapons and its pursuit without regard to its cost. However, the true goal of this project is power, complete and total hegemonic domination. The project, however, ends finally. But the efforts of those involved are not in vain. A new ability to wage war is born from the flood of effectiveness. Imagine a virus, the most terrifying virus you can, and then imagine that you and you alone have the cure. If an ultimate goal is power, how best to use such a weapon? As at this point of the story, comes a spine. Here's a man seemingly without a conscience, and the ends always justify the means, and it is he who suggests that target should not be an enemy of the country, but rather the country itself. 3 targets and Josep's maximums effectively attack a school, group station, and water treatment plant. 700 died in the first few weeks.
The Three Waters has been terminated.
Authorities were taking control of its deadly spread. There's a wave of destruction throughout the underground. Fueled by the media, fear and panic spread quickly, fracturing, dividing the country. As at last, true gold comes into view. Before
And there's great riots and an epidemic. And,
and
yep,
then not long after the election,
here we go.
God, he has the fucking Adolf swoop. That's so hard.
Mhm.
pharmacies controlled by certain party members.
Oh my god, this hurts so much. This is.
Mhm. I think none of it was ever new. It's all repeated shit.
No, I know. It just in our lifetime, it's
Yeah.
like understand and see it.
Tools government, and through it, our politician was ultimately appointed to the newly created position of Vice Chancellor. The rest, as they say, is history. Can you prove any of this? Why do you think I'm still alive? Right. We might take you to protective custody, but how I'm sure you would. If you want that recorded, that's what I tell you to do. Put Crady on 24-hour surveillance, and I feel safe that he can't pick his nose without me knowing how confident you can. Till then, cheerio. Real boys. Why didn't you come to vote before? What were you waiting for? Well, you expected. I needed you.
Why would
This-
ominous answers?
Yeah.
It is such an iconic look for like the mysterious old guy, like the sunglasses, the coat, the hat, scraggly beard.
Mm-hmm.
So
Extremely
fucking good.
dimly lit.
Yeah, so good.
These guys are really bad at surveillance. They keep fucking hope.
They hate this guy, so I get it.
Very sure. Yeah, this was like a good see it.
But the friends of reason.
God, what the fuck is the actor's name? He looks like the British version of the dude from Spinal Tap, and he was also in Coneheads and
Oh
everything.
my god.
The fuck is his name?
Not Dan Aykroyd.
Not Dan Aykroyd. Oh god, hold on. It's gonna drive me nuts. Fuck is his name? He was on SNL and everything. Michael McKean. That's who he looks like. He looks like the British Michael McKean. I got a good photo of him.
Oh yeah.
Like the British Michael McKean.
Oh wow.
That's
Alright,
who
yeah.
I see. He was also in Clue.
Definitely buzz that. I love to. That was a
I
great.
love Clue too.
I rewatched that like maybe 2 years ago, and like it's just fantastic. The
Yeah.
the redux of the like scene as they're going through it towards the end is just
The end of it.
so
It
good.
could be this. It could be that. They're running back and
Well,
forth.
apparently every theater got like one of like 4 endings, which is why when it came out on like home video, they did all the endings in one. That it could have ended this way. Each theater got a different ending.
Perfect. I love that idea.
That's pretty cool. Way to
Michael
cause
Daniel movies was fun.
Mhm.
Speaking of, I'm very much trying to do a big outing for Nosferatu around Christmas.
That'd be great.
It looks so fucking good.
It's being very well reviewed so far.
Yeah.
A shift. There's a little Myrtle.
I think that she kept up with the buzzed head.
Every day that brings us closer to November, every day that man remains free is one more failure. 347 days.
Every time I see his face, I can't think of the actor that he reminds me of from SNL.
Him?
He's kind of got like an Ian McClellan look to him.
No, the younger man in suit with blonde hair.
Oh,
God, he was on SNL for like a very short, like the same year that like Elaine from Seinfeld was on there. I think it was around that time.
Because I was about to say one of the younger guys that does the news desk, but that's not him.
Oh yeah, kind of like a Colin. He looks a little bit like Colin Jost.
How many went out?
I'm like, how are you affording this, V?
Yeah.
I mean, did you see that high-rise apartment he's got? Like, he's got some money if he can afford a apartment that big in London.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying about.
Mr. Creedy, I am holding you personally responsible for this situation. The problem is that he knows us better than we know ourselves. That's why I went to Lark Hill last night. That's outside quarantine. I had to see it. There wasn't much left. But when I was there, it was strange. I suddenly had this feeling that everything was connected. See the whole thing. One long chain of events that stretched all the way back before Lark Hill. I felt like I could see everything that had happened. It's going to happen.
Oh, her little glasses on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Lay down in the flesh. And it was a part of him. And it would trip the blade. So do you know what's going to happen? No. It was a feeling. Back again. So much chaos. Someone to do something stupid.
America again.
So sorry, folks to do everything he knows how to do.
He's gonna blow up Big Benny, eh?
Okay, I found the SNL actor who the one British guy reminds me of. It's he was on SNL for like a very short time, but I want to say he was in like Billy Madison and everything. But his name is like Jay Moore. This guy.
Yeah, true.
This guy, if anyone recognizes him from like
Wow,
early
that's-
90s.
I haven't seen his face.
Also, I would just like to say the art department in me would despise this fucking domino shot.
Oh yeah. So
I would like
Yeah,
fuck all of
that's
you.
a one take or we're done for the day kind of thing.
I would hate setting that shit up because I'd fuck it up probably 20 times. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
You just gotta hire a Domino's guy or a Domino's person.
bring him in. He only does dominoes.
He shows up with a pizza. I thought you said Domino's.
Which makes me wonder, what's the rate for a Domino's guy that just does Domino's?
You know, as we're joking about it, I'm sure there is a Hollywood specialist that all he does is domino scenes for movies, and he probably feeds his family doing it.
Oh,
hell
my comment was 100% serious about that. Because I'm trying to know. They got simple jobs.
Josh has a career move happening.
I'm always looking.
Yeah, no one's playing bones. They're just like setting it up.
Mm-hmm. It's even better. I'm only making money that way.
Yeah.
Inquire as to how you protection. I was worried about you.
I'm worried about myself for a while. But then one day I was at a market. And a friend, someone I'd worked with at the BTN, got a man behind me. I was so nervous that when the cashier asked me for my money, I dropped dead. My friend picked it up, handed it to me. She looked at me right in the eyes. Didn't recognize me.
A lot has changed.
I guess whatever you did to me was better than I'd imagined.
I have a gift for you, Evie. Let's ask you something. Dance with me.
Now, on the eve of your revolution.
Revolution without dancing is a revolution not worth having.
Agreed.
I'd love to.
Tonight, I will speak directly to these
You
people.
missed the opportunity. Like, I'm also smiling under the mask.
The security of this nation depends on complete and total compliance. Tonight, any protester, any instigator or agitator will be made example of. Chancellor, there is a contingency.
Doesn't he look like the fucking dude?
It took you the whole movie. You got there.
Yeah, I got there eventually.
It is highly unlikely, but if he does. If he does, and something happens to that building, the only thing that will change, the only difference that it will make, is that tomorrow morning, instead of a newspaper, I will be reading Mr. Creedy's resignation.
So my job safe? All right, cool.
Yeah, right.
I'm busy.
Oh, he set up a little disco ball. Ain't that cute?
Aw.
He never had prom.
Masks for cheapies. How strange that when I see your face everywhere.
To see how good I am. My aid for such disgrace has not been so become forward.
12th month.
I'm gonna start talking like
You
him.
can be one of the best.
Yeah, right.
I
I don't understand what you. I don't understand you.
I don't even know.
I was about to start. I mean,
It's mass. It's not me. And the other traits that muscles beneath it. Bones beneath them. There's so much time. And something I must give you. And by Parliament. That's nothing like it. Tanks, anti-aircraft, infantry. Makes you wish that it would show up tonight. There's no day what is what happened. What usually happens when people have guns, stand up to people with guns. Well, I've read. Well, I've been searching these tools for weeks. You know anything you're going to find in that? Thanks, Alan. It's all gone wrong, isn't it?
I am the girls. I think they closed us all down.
They did. It took nearly 10 years to clear the tracks. Yet, I have
that's dedication.
a mission.
These tracks lead to permanent. And it's really going to happen, isn't it?
It's real. You want to tell. This is my gift to you. Everything that I have, my hopes, gathering, strength. I begin to you to do with what you know.
Is this another trick?
No, no more tricks, no more lies, only truth. And the truth is, you make me understand that I was wrong. The choice to pull this deal is not mine to make. Why? Because this world that I'm a part of and that I helped shape ends tonight. But tomorrow a different world will begin, different people will shape. This choice belongs to them.
Where are you going?
The time has come for me to meet my maker to repay mankind.
Big Whale, please, you don't have to do this. You can let it go. We can leave it together.
Ready for me. All I want, all I deserve is you.
That's not true.
I don't know what Hollywood's obsession with the like lip drag is. There's always like the Hollywood kiss where like the upper lip like drags.
That's awkward.
I'm like,
I guess it's romantic. I don't know.
when I based off of real life, I'm like, one of y'all bottom lips were too dry. That's what one of it is. Like,
Our country, that which we stand for, and all that we hold dear, faces a grave and terrible threat. Seriously, this violent and unparalleled assault on security will not go undefended, or unpunished.
Penny for the eye.
Our enemy is an insidious one, seeking to divide us and destroy the very foundation of our great nation.
I have kept my side of the bargain, but have you kept yours? Bring it down.
Tonight, we must remain steadfast. We must remain determined. But most of all, we must remain united.
Oh, I love that shot of all of the rooms empty. It's so powerful.
Violation of curfew will be considered and leave with our enemy and prosecuted as a terrorist without leniency or exception.
I want to see his face.
Tonight, I give you my most solemn vow that justice will be swift, it will be righteous, and it will be without mercy.
The match cut of that is so good.
For all the things you might have done. That's the only thing you have left. The version. Just to create. Trust.
Took one jump.
Now that's it's time to have a look at your face. Take off your mask. Fly to the Vendetta. You won't cry like him, will you? You're not afraid of death. You're like me. The only thing you and I have in common, Mr. Creedy, is we're both about to die. How do we might not get out? With my hands around your neck. All hurts. Nothing. Sweat this. You've got nothing. Nothing like bloody wine. Your fancy karate gimmicks. We have gone. No, what are the bullets? I hope to do your best if I'm understanding, because if I am, it'll be even before you begin. Kill him.
There's that Matrix coming through.
Yeah.
Agree.
Well, that was the style of the song.
Perfect. This is just perfect. Gross.
Yeah, this still needs a Wilhelm feeling to remove.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the best line.
Mhm. And the one thing I will say about this one scene, now that it's over, it's crazy nobody shot him in the leg.
Or the face. Anyway.
Yeah.
Abigail.
Read it for a second.
I mean the blood-soaked V on the wall, like it's so cheesy, but you just don't want anything else.
That's true.
To one Whitehall is secure. Over. This is General Ackroyd. Keep communication tight. I won't have this thing getting any more quiet than it already is. This day, nothing else existed. Till I saw you. Everything changed. I love with you. I had no longer believed I could. So much to die.
You're so romantic. You're so cute.
Something.
I fell in love with you while I tortured you and shaved your hair.
Stockholm syndrome for the win.
Good eye, really.
You know, there's a lot of women apologizing to men in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that shot is just gorgeous. Watching them just go over the barrier and just come. It's like, oh, I love it so
I
much.
think it's like worse in the comics from what I remember. Like Evie is just kind of a vehicle character.
Yeah, that's fair. I gotta reread the comic. It's been a really long time. But just, I love this so much. That's okay. I might not eat all that tonight. Time for tomorrow. I'll eat some tomorrow. Once you sit down, I'll be able to set up and move the computer. And take your time.
Dumplings. And vegetables.
I love seeing the power of all of them together. It just, that kind of shit just makes me so happy. It's beautiful.
Eggs. I'm gonna take my time.
Where it's like,
Say,
I wanted it to be like the L, where the like doors closing. But it's not. It's just quiet. And
Yeah,
I
but
just,
like it won't go
Nothing
because it's like an homeless guy like leaning against the door, so it keeps opening back up.
yeah. Because that homeless guy has no idea what's happening the entire time.
get out of my house.
We are anonymous. We do not forgive. We do not forgive.
Screedle-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can't take none of these women seriously. I will be dancing out there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we kind of like, you know, whether it's this or Independence Day, we're like, hell yeah, take down that government building.
Yeah.
Abigail.
She just got wet.
Yeah, you woke up. You wanna say
Remember
hello?
that one
You wanna
person
say
that missed their
hello?
cue to fucking take their
Say
mask
hi?
off?
Say hello, Abigail. Okay.
Yep.
You want a little V for Vendetta now? A little V for Vendetta eye patch.
And she never died.
Which I was wondering always about that scene. I'm like, she died, that doctor died. What's happening?
Yeah, I was kind of. I think it's more the metaphor, but
Yeah.
I remember when I first saw it too. I was like, oh wait, what happened here?
I think it's kind of like the both past situation. It's just all together.
All right.
All right.
So
Whoa, the Wachowski brothers wrote the screenplay.
who did?
The
The
Wachowskis,
Wachowski
yeah.
brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Shit.
Where do we begin with this?
I want to start with Chris, considering that Chris is his first time watch. So I want to know, Chris, what are your thoughts?
Oh well, apparently the guy. It was actually Hugo Weaving was V all along, according to the credits
Yeah.
here. But yeah, no, that was that was a pretty damn good movie. Like I don't know what else to say. You know.
Did it meet expectations that you wanted to see it for so long?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I feel like I liked in terms of like a dystopian future type situation. I thought Children of Men was a cooler movie, but this was definitely had that polish, had that cool impact that I was that the trailer kind of like promised. So.
Nice. Did Molly watch it with you too, or no?
No, she was doing something else on YouTube.
Oh, okay. All right. I want to go to Liam next. Liam, what are your thoughts about revisiting?
I mean, it still holds. It's certainly a product of its time, but given that most of us here are from that time, it's still one of those like formative movie experiences, and yeah, it just brings a certain vigor to you to see Parliament and Big Ben blow up.
Kind of think of a European vacation. Look, kids, Big Ben, Parliament.
Yeah, I mean, it just sparks something in you. It's a unanimous movie for everyone that has a shit government. So yeah, the story still holds a lot of weight and is yeah, it was cool to rewatch it.
Oh yeah. Jess, how about you on the revisit?
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see it from this far out, a different lens, being older, I guess either more in tune to the political realm, or just you hear about it a lot more often than I feel like I did way back when this movie first came out. But I think there's a lot of stuff that's still relevant. I mean, I love a dystopian kind of story that's like rooted in reality. So like it's feasible that you can believe that is something that would happen. And it also makes you be like, are we being lied to about a lot of things? Stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's a great movie. It's a good watch, but I also like that it kind of transcends time a little bit. It's still, whether or not it was as relevant then as it is today, there's a lot of stuff that you can carry over in the real world.
What about you?
I mean, I think it's emotional to rewatch it, especially in today's political climate and the universe. It's always held a lot of power to me. It's really just a strong movie. It's strong casting and put together. It's emotional. It's terrifying. It's I don't know. I love it. I'm so happy to get a chance to rewatch it. It's been so long, and it's definitely emotional to watch it with the state of the universe right now. So, yeah. Very good choice, Josh, on movie and timing.
Thank you.
Kelly.
Yeah, Abigail's a big fan.
Abigail's a big fan.
Yeah, I think for me revisiting, definitely it was definitely due for a rewatching. Still holds up in my opinion as a great revenge story, as a great, just like a great story overall of just how shitty government is and has been throughout history, and what a future could be and could be fucking heading towards with our current climate that we don't know. But I agree with what Josh said in the beginning, that the government always sucks in every aspect. But I think it's a great watch. I'm gonna go back and reread the graphic novel because I haven't read it in years, and just kind of fall back into that universe again. And Josh, last but not least, since you picked the story, I want you to end it and tell me what you think again about rewatching this.
So rewatching it again, it's just puts it right back in my face, because there are times where, we're not paying attention to the political climate because we have to eat. We got to put food on the table. Everything is expensive. And sometimes we lose sight of like, it's why am I mad at you, or why are you mad at me? Not like we should all play the blame game, but there is a reason we're like this, and it's not due to our fault. This shows you how it's like, maybe you can't blame all of that on them, but we don't set the prices. We don't set this. Even when we own land, we still pay the property tax on the land that we own. Come on, guys. At some point we got to see that this is that. So that's why I wanted to rewatch it in this climate specifically. Like, we can't just go along with the flow of any political leader, no matter who they are. And I just want as many people, the people, to know this, because it seems like they know about it, but they don't, when people still think the government's our friend.
Yeah, well, I think it's a bit of understanding in today's universe of realizing that history repeats, and it didn't start with the gas chambers. And in today's climate, it's not about the price of bread. It's not about separate bathrooms and gender identity. There's so much wrapped into it that, that people are voting and fighting for one thought, like one argument of the cost of a good, but they're not realizing what comes with the choices that they're making and how things are going to get wrapped together. And I think this is a good rewatch for everyone to really, just regardless of which side you fall on, like just the power of government and what they can do to you, but also what you can do if you fight back. It's terrifying. It's yeah.
Yeah, definitely a timeless parable about what happens when a nation's government does not represent its people. I got to be honest, though, I feel like this film could have it suffered from the truncation that you get when a lot of films, especially those taken from comic books or novels, where it's just there's so much backstory and so much going on they have to cut a lot of it to fit into like a 2-hour time slot. You know what I mean? And I would personally have liked to have seen more about, like, the lore, like what was so horrible about this nation that people felt so compelled to rise up against it. Because I mean, there was a lot of like the whole virus backstory and that whole thing, but I feel like we just got bits and pieces, and I am interested in learning more about it. So I might actually, pick up the comic books and really get deeper into it, now that I've seen it.
I actually think on the opposite side that, like, I think the idea of not giving too much information leads for you to compare what relates to you and what's happening in your current climate. So if they had explained too much in this universe, with the movie being more accessible to people versus the comic book of people watching the movie versus reading it, I think people relate what they see in this, and whether it's time and the fact that they didn't get specific, I think leaves it more timeless and more dystopian. Of you fill in the blanks is scarier for me. It's always the idea, like the monster in the shadows is always scarier than actually seeing it.
This is true.
I see both sides too. Like, there were times that I was wanting for more information, but at the same time, you felt like you were watching it through the eyes of like Natalie Portman's character, and so you were just kind of like thrown in there. So you would hear things every now and then that you're kind of like try to get the grasp of it. So it kind of felt like you were more a part of it, following it through her point of view, I think, as well.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Brandon?
I mean, for me, I felt like I got enough of why that area was bad, between curfews, the censorship, the idea of like reading the signs, that everything that they're doing in terms of getting these people off the streets and stuff like that, like all the signs are talking about unity and for your protection and shit like that. Like I felt like I got the background of why everything was terrible through like false bits of information, or it's only right for certain folk by talking, especially the for your protection signs, like when you have the backstory of Natalie Portman's character getting the letters and reading it. Although V made it up, that's kind of what was going on anyway, of like kidnapping the lesbians and things like that. And it's like, oh, this is for your protection kind of thing, of like that falsehood of what safety is. And like I think I
I think
didn't.
Trump just said that recently. He said that, thanks to him, women won't have to worry about abortions. It's for our protection. He's
Yeah.
looking after us.
Well, yeah,
It's the
that
same idea.
it's exactly that. It's that false sense. So like I didn't need the background more of like why this place was terrible. I kind of got it from that. I would have liked more time in the asylum that they were at doing the testings and stuff like that. Like I would like more of that. Like the people that V was picking off one by one, you got the sense of like who they were through like flashbacks and things like that. But like I would have liked more of that. Like I would have liked to have seen how did the one dude who was like a general turn into this TV political figure. I would have liked to have seen those shifts versus more on like why the climate is bad, but like what got them into those roles. Like how did one thing lead to another, that they were all like together in order to still be within that same web.
That makes sense too. Because I always just really only get that one scene with each of them, and me not reading the comics, I'm leaving a lot to my imagination, which is vivid, and it's like it's close enough to ours where I can fill in the gaps and know why this is like that. But I have to do what Chris said too. I think I'm gonna actually try to read these now.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read them since I first saw the movie, so like I'm need to definitely do like a revisit for it. And I don't know if they explain that aspect in the comics. Like Liam, do you remember if they do or not? Because I know you read the comics.
I mean, it was the same deal for me. I read most of the more stuff that I read in like high school, so pre 2012. Yeah, I think there's a lot more like kind of exposition that sort of digs into each person's like role and sort of how the government like functions. Like we get like a lot of like titles in this movie of like what people are, but I think there's more like government working kind of scenes outside of where we just get the the talking heads kind of dark room scene. I do think what it's worth in a means to like make this movie marketable for the time and like within the average time constraints, they do a pretty good job of like including all of the elements. I do agree, what leaves you wanting more, but I think for a like tightly wrapped movie, it does its job pretty well. As far as like screen adaptations, I mean, like, Watchmen, we got, what was it, like a 2.5 hour movie for Watchmen, and it still like left things out. So it's certainly a difficult task to like bring something as big and as fully fleshed out as the universe is in V to Vendetta to a single movie. So yeah, I mean, I think it's something, they could do a prequel and probably a sequel and still, just kind of scratch the surface. But I do think it still holds up really well for like its adaptation.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
All right. I think that'll just about do it for this week's watch along. So thank you, Josh, for a compelling pick of something that was definitely needed, I feel like, in terms of watching. So for those of you watching along with us at home, thank you for watching with us, and we'll see you guys again with the next watch along.